Hey guys, in this video I've got Richard with me. He's going to tell us about his tragedy that happened in his life and how he turned it around and how he has a second chance here in the Philippines. Stick around. Okay, so Richard, I appreciate you joining me, and we're here in Mactan, Newtown, just hanging out at the coffee shop here. But Richard, I thought you have a really interesting story and kind of a bit of a motivation for other people maybe in the same position or even not. But first thing, I guess let's go back to the very beginning and talk about, because if people can notice, you have lost your right arm, and that occurred because of a motorcycle accident in the United States. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Can you, and sorry about the background, there's construction going on in the background, but can you tell us what happened with the motorbike accident? How long ago was that?
The accident was September 3rd, 2011. I just come from a meeting with a bunch of other motorcyclists. I used to ride with a Christian motorcyclist group, and I was on my way. I promised my wife at the time that I'd come home and replace the faucet bib on the house. So anyway,
You were married at that time.
yeah, I was married, and I took the long way, scenic way home, and I came upon two slow-moving cars following a John Deere farm tractor. Went
Okay.
around a pass, and that John Deere tractor turned left in front of me as I was passing. I hit
Wow.
him. The speed limit was 50 miles per hour. I hit him at 70 miles per hour, and it launched me over the top, and I landed somewhere, who knows where. I woke up in the hospital 3 weeks later.
Wow.
So,
Now, when this happened, how long were you in the hospital?
I was in the hospital for 100 days.
100 days. What type of injuries did you have initially?
Well, initially, I had a compound fracture in my left arm. Bone was sticking out of my arm about 10 inches, and I suffered a brachial plexus injury in my shoulder. I ripped the nerves. The medical term is called evulsed. It just plucked apart, and as a result, it left me paralyzed.
Left your right arm.
My right arm paralyzed. Yes.
So initially they didn't remove the arm. Is that correct?
No, I carried it around in a sling for about a year, but you don't realize how heavy your arm is. Just the weight of it alone started separating it from my shoulder socket, and I'd hold my arms down. This one would hang down about 2 inches lower, and it felt like it was just the flesh holding it on. I was afraid it was going to fall off.
Okay, so they made the decision that it's going to be better off to just remove the arm.
Yeah, I met the chief prosthetic
Okay, so you met up with the chief.
prosthetic doctor up at the Harborview Hospital, and she suggested that I have my arm fused up in my shoulder socket and amputate below elbow, leaving enough of the stump for to receive body-powered prosthetic arm, which I had, but I actually abandoned it in Bohol, so I don't have it no more.
Okay, so you really don't even use the prosthetic.
No, it was more of a pain than anything else.
Okay.
It was really hard to put on.
Now, you were married at that time. You were married to a Filipina, is that correct?
Yeah, that was correct.
And was the marriage kind of going bad at that point, or was it already before?
No, it was going good. We were
It was
married
going good, okay.
for 18 years, but needing so much care at the time, and we got along great when I was working because we had time apart.
Right.
But as soon as we were stuck together, I started getting on her nerves. I go, "Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" So
you think really it had nothing to do with the injury per se, it was more of just all the time together? Or the injury partly too?
yeah, it was partly the injury too.
So you ended up getting divorced, and how many times had you been to the Philippines prior?
I've been to the Philippines 3 times prior, each time for 2 weeks at a time. But I knew from coming here, I go, wow, I really love to live there.
Okay.
And so, like many guys, I met a girl online, and we made arrangements. She was working overseas as a Filipino overseas worker in Malaysia, and she quit her job and flew back to the Philippines, and she actually met me at the airport here in Mactan, Cebu.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
That was your wife, your ex-wife.
That wasn't my ex-wife; it was my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the wife. Did you meet her?
Oh, we met about 20 years prior in Makati.
In Makati, okay.
Yes, and I brought her back to the U.S. on a fiancé visa. We were married in the U.S. We were divorced in the U.S. But I tried to marry my girlfriend here, and as far as the Philippines is concerned, I'm still married here.
Oh, because you haven't filed for a recognition of foreign divorce here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to do. That's something I need to do.
Okay. All right. So you had the serious injury, ended up getting divorced. I'm assuming you were probably not in a great place at the time. Or
No.
how were you feeling in life?
Well, actually, I accepted it, and I never went through the why me, you know. Oh, you know, I just said, well, it is what it is. I just get on with life, and I just dealt with it the best way I could.
Okay. Now, had you ever planned on moving to the Philippines before this?
It was always on my mind.
Okay. Did this make it almost seem impossible though after the accident? I mean, did you think, oh, I can't do this now, or?
No, not at all. I bought a round trip ticket because you need an onward ticket to get in here.
Yes.
I bought a round trip ticket for $650. Got on a plane in SeaTac Airport in Seattle, and flew here via I think it was Incheon Airport in South Korea, which is the most beautiful airport I've ever been to, by the way.
Yeah, South Korea has a great airport.
Yeah.
So, when did you first arrive here?
It was March 16, 2016.
2016. So we both arrived the same year. I arrived in 2016 as well. So, did you go straight to Bohol?
No, I spent 2 nights at the Waterfront Hotel and Casino
In Cebu City.
in Cebu City,
Okay.
which is kind of like being back in the U.S. It's a beautiful hotel.
Yes.
But besides that, and then we got on to a ferry. We couldn't catch the fast ferry at the time because we were too late, so we took a slow ferry back to Bohol, which took us 5 hours, and we met our relatives there. Went to Island City Mall, had dinner in Jollibee's, and then we went to a place that they knew of, one of our relatives' hotels, and then I lived in Gwendolyn for 1 year,
Okay.
and then after that relationship went sour, I moved to Onda, then to Tagbilaran. I've been in Tagbilaran for almost 5 years before I moved here to
Mactan.
Mactan. Yeah,
And you really like Bohol.
yeah, I loved it there. But the problem is, being disabled, it's not as easy to get around as a normal person.
No.
I was always envious of people like you who just get on a motorbike and ride, because I love to ride. Oh, there's nothing like the freedom of getting on a motorbike and just riding out in the country.
So you really like Bohol, and you lived there about 5 years, and ironically, you actually saw my video, right? And actually, the funny thing is, there's about probably 10 people here living in Mactan, Newtown now that I guess moved here because of my video, but it's getting a bit harder for you to walk and get around. Is that correct at this point?
I have no meniscus in my knee.
Okay.
That's the soft cushion part that separates your bone. So basically, my knee's bone on bone,
Okay.
and it's very difficult and painful to walk. So
So you since have gotten a little electric scooter, which is, you can see right here. Now, in Bohol, that wouldn't have been possible to get around, or most places in the Philippines, other than like Makati, BGC, maybe IT Park. But most places, it would be
almost impossible.
Possible, yeah.
You know, I mean, so if you're handicapped and you come to this country, you need to be in a place like Mactan, Newtown, CDO, IT Park that you mentioned, and around the Yala Mall, and
Yeah.
other places similar to that, because otherwise it'd be almost impossible. And
Really
also,
is.
you need somebody that's going to help you, go shopping for you, maybe cook for you,
Right.
do your laundry.
So you either need a sincere, loving girlfriend, because you don't want, you have to also be careful that somebody's not taking advantage of you. I'm assuming you're a little bit more careful on that.
That's the danger.
Right.
And you come here and you put all your trust in somebody, they can just steal from you and just up and abandon you. And then what are you going to do? Who's going to take care of you?
Right.
So you got to be very careful.
Now, you had mentioned you met your girlfriend online, and you have been together with her for how long now?
4 years.
4 years, long time. And she's I've seen her, I've met her, and she's a beautiful woman. And how old is she?
34 years old, and I'm 65.
Yeah, and a lot of people have said before that, you know, when Filipinas get over 30, they start to lose their beauty. But your girlfriend is stunning, I think, right? I mean, she's 34 years old.
Well, she has she's the youngest of 9 kids, and her sisters have always taught her to dress very well, and she always dresses stunning. I mean, she won't even go out of the house unless she's all dressed up.
And she takes care of herself as well, I've noticed. So, okay, so been together 4 years. How do you like Mactan Newtown now? Is this? Can you see yourself staying here?
Yeah, I actually love it here, but then again, I get back to being able to go places. But actually, it's not really that hard to go places. All I need to do is get a taxi, and they take me to places like the SMC side, and you can rent a scooter there for 150 pesos an hour, and that mall is huge. It's got 4 levels, and it makes a big circle, and so you can spend hours going shopping, doing whatever you want to do.
Now, have you noticed, like in the States, in most Western countries, they have the button on the before you enter on the doors. You push the button and the doors open automatically for disabled. Here, they don't have that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. But one thing is, when people see you coming, the people here are very caring.
They are.
If it wasn't for the people, I wouldn't be here. It's the people that keeps me here. And if someone sees you walking up to the door, they'll just rush over and open the door for you.
For example, you're here at Starbucks. You come here to Starbucks, and the girls are always bringing out your food and your drink, and they're like helping you with all your needs, basically, huh?
Yes. And not only that, they're very beautiful too, as well.
That's right. Yeah. As you can see.
Easy on the eyes.
As you can see walking by us.
Oh, there's my girlfriend coming up.
Oh, there's your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Actually, there is Richard's beautiful girlfriend. See? Look at 34 years old. How do you maintain staying so beautiful at 34?
Stay stressed.
No stress. But you walk a lot. You do a lot of exercise, right?
No.
No?
No.
How do you stay so thin?
Don't eat.
Oh, you don't eat? No unlimited rice or anything? See, just as we're talking about his girlfriend, his girlfriend magically appears for the video. She probably didn't realize she's going to be in a YouTube video today.
When I left the house, I did say, meet me at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was getting ready, and it takes her forever, so I wanted to go get my coffee.
Is
So.
it really? It's just a 1 hour.
For the audience, will you remove your mask
I know.
just for a second?
No.
Okay, but you guys can see she's a beautiful girl. She doesn't look 34.
Look 50.
No, no, you look 20. Okay, so guys, that's kind of our cue. We'll kind of wrap it up here, but you can see that somebody can come out here, have a disability, and still do okay, but you are a little bit more, what's the word?
Mobile.
Less mobile. You need to live in certain areas that might be easier for you.
Yeah, and even so, I've gotten by, but it'd be very difficult if you had a greater level of disability.
Right.
But
For sure.
even someone that was totally disabled in a wheelchair could probably make it here in Newtown.
So, well, I appreciate you, Richard, showing up and doing this video with me. And what is your girlfriend's name?
Mary Ann.
Mary Ann, thank you for making a special guest appearance today.
It's my honor.
It's her honor, she says. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Come on, groove it on. I said, baby, I know you're on a roll. Sweet honey, let's take it real soon.